Did you see the first Decline when it came out?
Yeah. Not when it came, I didn't see it right when it came out, but I've seen it a couple
How old
times.
were you right when it came out?
I wasn't born yet. I got born in '80.
And the world hasn't been the same since. How's punk rock different now than it was in 1979?
I don't think it is. I think it's the same. It's just, I think it's smaller, but it's more, people are more into it more often, but a lot of people don't like really give it. They're just like, oh, I got a mohawk, let's go out. And they go home and get a job and all that stuff.
So if you're really a punk, you don't have a job?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying get a job if you can, but I'm just saying some people, it's just like a hobby.
How old were you when it first came out?
I wasn't even born. I was
0. I wasn't born yet.
How old were you when the first Decline came out?
A sperm cell in his father's testicle?
Like 1.5.
I was 0.
I was just born, but I own it.
I was an abortion that couldn't get paid for.
We're sorry, buddy. We're sorry.
I came here to see Offspring.
We came to see Green Day.
You're not playing, bro. You're not
No! Yeah, Green Day!
You're not playing.
Hey, you know what? I know a guy that can suck an icy through his nose.
Attention!
Attention, buttholes!
Please be advised!
Please be advised.
That by your entry into these premises...
By your entry into these premises!
More spit! More spit! You are consenting to being photographed.
You are consenting to being photographed!
Yeah! And to having your likeness...
And having your likeness...
Your up likeness.
Used in a motion picture. Used in a motion picture.
For pornographic purposes.
And for other
purposes.
Your spit is greatly appreciated.
The next Decline is coming up.
And if you guys want to be in it, it up out there in the crowd tonight. Check 2. Unemployment check. Welfare check. Check 1, 2. Insurance check. Check. Check it one time for me. Checking once, twice, 3 times.
All right, next time throw money, dickwad. It's on the spot. Now it's good. Take the set. Now we run. It's on the spot. No escape. Take the set. Now we run. Inside this mind. Nowhere to hide. Inside this mind. The time to find. Take the set. Now we're done. Inside that guy. Now we're madness. Take the set. Now we're done. Inside the shit. Now we're madness. Inside this mind. Nowhere to hide. Inside his mind. Time to find. Madness.
Tell me your name and tell me how you got that name.
Squid? And how I got the name? Oh, well, it's kind of a take-up. Well, I drink like a squid.
My name's Filth, and I really am not sure how I got it, probably because I'm, like, dirty.
Okay, my name's Spinner, and I got it when I was 13 because I used to do a lot of speed, and I was always spun out.
So what's your name?
Me? Why me?
Spoon?
Little Tommy the Queer.
Okay, all right.
I'm Troll.
And I'm Hamburger.
Or Mr. Potato Head.
My name's Nate, and I'm 15.
And I'm Justin, I'm 16.
My name is Herc.
My name's Sage.
My name is Pinwheel.
My name is Keith Morris, and I was the original lead singer in Black Flag, and went on to start a fabulous band called the Circle Jerks. Beverly Hills. Century City. Everything's nice and pretty. All the people look the same. Don't they know they're so damn lame?
What was it like back then?
Well, there was a lot of energy. There was a lot of anger. It wasn't like it is today where you could go out on any corner and see punk rock people hanging out. I was a complete waste. That was the reason why I was able to get away with a lot of the things that I got away with.
Does it make any difference to you that you never, like, became the big, huge rock star?
Never wanted to be a rock star.
I am a rock star!
Kids now have even more reasons to be angry and upset. Our society kind of almost pushes them in that direction. They're basically trapped, they're cornered, and they've got to fight their way out of these corners. There's more people, and because there's more people, there's more crime, there's more corruption, there's just more in general. When we have the Republicans who keep stressing this family values thing, and those can more than afford to have, you know, adhere to the family values things because they're out there ripping off the public. They've got the money to spend.
So the world's gotten uglier over the past few years instead of
Well,
pretty.
it certainly hasn't gotten any more beautiful. But then the punk rock thing was never a beautiful thing.
Describe to me what it was like in the original punk rock days.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. You know, it's really free, really different, really radical, true to itself. Didn't have any idols. A lot of anger, a lot of anger that wasn't really vented at any particular thing, just at everything. Punk rock, if you will, is the siren for all the problems we're having right now in our society, and it's shrieking.
What in the hell is it ring? What is I-S-O-I-N? My lord, you don't mean nothing to me. I know you for religion. I know you for me. Tell me, I'm a never not a great. Tell me, I'm me a better pride, tell me, better motherhood. Tell me, tell me, better, tell me, better, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, better, mother, tell me, tell me, tell me, I see God in a Nazi Broadway. What in the hell is in me? What is I-S-O-I-E? My lord, you don't mean nothing to me. Why the sin to murder? Courage is all I see. Have no use for religion. Have no use for me.
Tell me what you think is the most up about the world.
Everything sucks.
In what ways?
In every which way possible.
None of it works.
The environment, the government, everything, our school systems.
They just pretty much ruined everything.
What do you hate the most in the world?
How people hate each other for no reason.
You know, everybody just judging people by their fronts, you know. Just like not liking someone because they're black or Mexican or whatever. People are people.
I mean, I might look intimidating to other people just because my hairdo or the way I dress or whatever. But you know what? You don't know who I am.
And meanwhile, the right wing is organizing with guns, bombs, and politicians. So we have to stop fighting each other and start fighting the real enemy, which is big business and the right wing. We have to get together and unite against them and revolt.
How long have you been having punk rock at your theater?
9 years. Yeah.
You had 9 years of punk rock?
Correct, since '88. Yeah.
And you survived?
Almost there, look the gray hair. As soon as the music starts, something takes these people, you know? They be moving, going crazy, jumping everywhere, and... We are born on the jungle of life, but I caught up in a pretend night.
Hell yeah, chaos.
You know, it does looks like a dance, like me and you, we know, you know? Usually, you know, they're so proud to see the blood, and when they bleed, they don't want you even to clean them up. They just, you know, this is a scar, I like this. Leave it alone.
A badge of courage.
Oh, yes.
Tell me all the times you got hurt.
Well, I broke my nose 3 times, that's about it. It's, like, it's not very violent, it's just dancing. Sometimes you fall down.
If you try to stop the dance and the marching and stuff, you're just asking for trouble. You will have problem. Actually, we'll find out just to leave them alone. They know the rules of the marching. They go and doing their thing, and no trouble happen.
They get political sometimes, yeah?
There is a couple of groups, or which we'll call them the good skinhead, which is the group which you call Unity or Sharp.
They call themselves Unity, but they're full of
Are they're white supremacists?
No.
What are they?
They're sharp skins.
What does Sharp stand for?
Skinhead against
Racial?
racial prejudice, yes.
Skinheads against racial prejudice, which is great, but they're turning into a gang and up punks at shows.
Both of them bad, really, because the Nazi skinhead, they're coming here to beat on a Mexican or on black or whatever minorities.
Nazi skinheads come all the time.
I hate Nazis.
I just don't believe in that. I'm half Filipino, and these Mexicans were going, where you get the f***ed up haircut, white boy?
I've been to a KKK rally in Austin, Texas, and got arrested for trying to fight this Klansman that was telling me to swim back to China and all that, and I'm not even Chinese.
But the other one, they're going inside and sniffing around for any Nazi. Anybody have a little lace, red lace, or, you know, different kind of shoes, whatever. So they start to ask him questions. Oh, you're Nazi? Okay, I'm gonna beat you up.
I got jumped by a bunch of skinheads.
When they fight, they don't fight fair. They fight 20 against one guy.
They're usually a bunch of sissies. They'll run off and be scared usually, because there's usually more of us.
They kept kicking my face into a door of a car.
And they surrounding one guy and they beat him up to death, you know?
So what happened to your jaw?
It was broken here and here, and I had to get it wired for 8 weeks.
So we won't allow either party. If they're coming here, they have to follow our rules, which is very simple. No politics.
When you go home at night, do you listen to this?
Oh, no. I listen to Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Louis Armstrong. I have nothing to do with this. It's strictly business.
I can eat food now, so I'm happy. I don't have to puke through a wired jaw. It comes out like a sprinkler when I did.
This next one goes out to one of the most oppressive forces. Oppressor of women, oppressor of gays, and basically an oppressor of all free thought. I'm not talking about a politician, I'm talking about organized religion. People who abuse other people's faith for money. Listen to the preacher, to the pointed expertise, for the benefits, while he's got you on your knees. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Did you get to be a punk rocker, do you think?
Because I'm angry, because people don't like me, because I don't fit in, because I'm a nerd.
All my life, I've always felt like separate from everybody else, like I couldn't hang.
Tell me what you think made you a punker, like in your background.
Not really having a family.
It made you tough?
Yeah.
So punks don't get their feelings hurt so easy?
I think they do. They just cover it up with spikes and color and
it's not about, you know, the way you look, or it's not about, you know, anything like that, or where you're from, or how old you are, or anything like that. It's all about how you live your life.
I don't have a lot of friends. I don't choose to hang around with a lot of people.
I don't mix well with people. I just like to be alone and read.
I found just a tight group of friends, like 3 or 4 of them that I can actually hang out with, and they're all just like me. They have the same feelings of rejection.
I guess being a punk, to me, it's not really about what you are, but what you are not. If you know what I mean by that. I'm not.
What are they not?
We're not, I tend to think and I tend to hope that we're not, you know, all selfish and all, you know, committed to simply ourselves, but we like to, you know, give to each other. And I don't see that a lot, you know, in a capitalistic society or just a real structured society.
I think punks are probably the nicest people you ever meet. At least that's what I've seen.
You seem like you have a good heart to me.
I try.
The whole thing is like adopted me. I could go across the state anywhere I want to, and I'm welcome.
These are the kids that I live with. They're my family, they're my support, they're my love, they're everything.
Anyone besides punk rockers I do not socialize with.
What pisses you off the most?
Cops. I hate them. We represent everything they're against.
What do you represent?
Pretty much doing what we want to do.
The unique thing about them is they dress all different. There's not one set dress that the way the punk rockers dress. But one thing is unique, that whatever it is how they dress is going to be something that's going to catch your eye.
Who made your jacket?
Me,
How long that take?
a couple years.
That's what they're looking for, is the attention that they haven't had, I think, when they were growing up. That's with the hair sticking up, maybe the mohawk with the red color or the purple coloring, the nose piercing, all the different piercing, the tattoos.
I was drunk, but someone stuffed it through my nose. I had the M put on in Prescott, Arizona the year before last, and the dots done in Seattle last year.
The leather, the chains, things like that me and you would maybe not wear in the norm, but when we're driving down the street and we turn and look, it's something that definitely catches our attention.
It's a rib bone off a dog.
A rib bone?
Yeah, like a puppy or something.
I'd like to say that all police officers have seen everything, but that's not the case. And every day we see something different, and they definitely are able to open our eyes sometimes.
What do you got in your ear?
What's
that?
Pen tube.
A what?
Pen tube.
Stuck in your ear?
Yeah,
Is there a hole that big?
yeah, it's really not even big. You used to see all the. My friend Ted's got big old plugs like this. I seen a guy on Murrow's. He had like soda pop cans stuck in there, but
In the earlobe?
I don't know. This is big enough for me because I think when it gets that big, it's. Dude, that's so ugly.
Who can do the craziest thing? Who can do the most outrageous thing so everybody notices them?
What's your tattoos on your hand say?
Taco Bell.
Do you ever make fun of them?
No, I don't think it's so much making fun, except maybe trying to understand their point of view and where they come from.
We just like to be treated with respect and like everybody else,
Yeah,
and they don't seem to give us that.
You know, if somebody tries to tell us something, we'll take it into mind, but if they try to force it on us, we'll fight back even more.
When I'm in trouble with the police, it's because of something I did wrong, usually. Not because they're just with me.
We sometimes come across them at underground parties in terms of where they'll rent a warehouse out or they'll rent something out in a basement, and they'll pack in the people, and then we'll get a phone call from the neighbors or from the fire marshal that want to shut these people down.
There will be about 100 punks getting drunk outside of the show, Cops will come. People will get pissed, start throwing beer bottles at the cops, and riots start happening, and the place gets shut down.
The type of problems that we have with these kids are probably not as great as some of the other major problems we have, let's say with gang violence or robberies and things like that.
Don't they got some kind of rapist to bust or something?
We're just trying to get out there and try to get them back in touch with their parents or with people that, you know, have legal guardianship over them.
Do your parents like your hairdo?
No.
Excuse me?
No.
I've also come in contact with kids that are like this, that have very loving and caring homes. And, you know, in that situation, their son or daughter goes out on a Friday night and then comes home with an earring or comes home with their hair colored and stuff, and the parents are looking, sometimes they turn to the police looking for help.
Johnny, you said you were going to the Menudo concert!
What did your parents think of your tattoos and piercing?
Well, my mom's got like 5 piercings and a tattoo, so she doesn't really care too much.
It turns out more than not that they are just don't like authority, and we represent authority.
You got any more under your shirt?
No, just one.
Can you describe the music they play?
Very loud, very loud, very loud, very loud.
Watch out, Grateful!
Politicians, I city corporations, I damn manipulation, I know the exploitation, I theory, economy, I control society, fascist state, fascist state, fascist state, fascist state, we don't need it, I know the president and I know the government, I hate all the things and I hate all that they represent, I hate the fake democracy, I hate the damn hypocrisy, everything can change, everything can change, everything can change. Take some action, everything can change, everything can change, everything can change. Take some action.
Do you like cops?
No.
No. What do you think about the cops?
They can suck my
Because they're a bunch of fascists. They could suck my again, part 2 even.
The cops don't do anything good except harass us every day.
They're so corrupt. They're so damn corrupt.
Only beat up by the cops one time?
No, about 3 times. Different precincts, so.
Like they'll put the handcuffs on it and you'll be right there and they'll like squeeze them, like squeeze it, so like.
The handcuffs?
Yeah, once I didn't feel my thumb for about a week.
They put a phone book over my face and hit me with a club. And they stole my leather jacket and all my clothes.
And I'm like, oh, there's supposed to be a certain area where we have to hang out at. And then one cop's like, yeah, why don't you try the city zoo? And I'm like, the city zoo?
When will you start to get angry? When will you start to fight back? Fascist state! Fascist state! Fascist state! Fascist state! We don't need it! I do not let you die, let you corporation. I'm military exercise, I can run back to idle. Isolation, I know the desperation. Fascist state!
Us for that. So who do we look at then? Either one?
Each other. I'd never been in a band before. I was a French horn player. Take 2. I did not know how to write rock and roll music or sing it, but I had the expression and the anger and all this aggression in me, and Phil just helped me.
You were pissed, man. An extremely loud voice for how big she is, and that kind of gave me the idea, like, hey, maybe you should be like a singer in like a rock band.
Oh, what is it?
His mom put a guitar in his hand when he was like 2 or something.
Oh, really?
No.
She got like a little baby rocker here.
4. Okay.
I'm trying to make my living off classical guitar, like when I was going to school. Isn't that romantic?
Just kidding.
So the guys next door,
Oh, one side of us is a heavy metal band that practices, and on the other side we have a mariachi bar that's like right on the other side of this wall. And they have live mariachi bands every Friday and Saturday night.
So you got mariachi, punk rock, and heavy metal.
Heavy metal Christian guys that do speed and watch pornos.
They're from Alabama.
Are they really religious, though?
They're serious born-again Christians.
How do they justify the Christian thing with the speed and the porno?
Have you ever stayed up for a couple days on speed? You could make all kinds of things sound tangible. I wouldn't know personally.
Yeah. Aaron, where do you work?
I work at Pizza Place.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
All right.
I made 800 pizzas today.
I try to stay home and work out of the house. I like fix cars, do construction, welding.
I work at dry cleaners. I'm graduating to pressing pretty soon. This is like a job where it's pretty kickbacks. You have to deal with pricks a lot, and a lot of come in with their clean and get mad at you when their doesn't come back all sparkly white, but, you know, it's pretty
Wait, these
kickback
people
job.
walk in there to get things cleaned up and you're standing there with green hair, what's up?
They just come, where'd you get that green hair? Oh, I found it in the backyard, you know. How come your hair's green? You know, I went swimming in Santa Monica, you know, stupid shit like that.
For some reason, everyone thinks that punk rock bands should be poor and exploited, but any other musician can make money and...
I don't know, stand next to you.
Okay.
So, Kirsten, how do you feel about that?
No one should be exploited. The funniest
pretty big shit.
part of this whole money and exploitation thing is nowadays in the 90s, there are so many bands out there getting screwed over by independent labels. And in the scene, a lot of people get mad at bands if they sign to major labels, but in the 90s, the major labels are not really screwing bands over anymore.
You're in a bind, though, because a lot of your fans are not going to dig you if you sign to a major label.
Right. That's the irony of it all.
Actually, here's our mail order. We just have like all the stuff under here. March a live album. We have our selection of Fine Naked Aggression patches and pins
Assorted colors.
for any occasion. Bitter Youth album.
Phil made a heat dryer and we silk screened these ourselves.
Here's like a Punk Sucks. We got like compilation CDs.
Well, there's one kid at this show, man. They're all cool, dude. They got those butt flap things. I'm like, well, it's a back patch, but I suppose you could wear it on your foot.
There's so many screwed up things going on, like this culture of take everything and waste it all, and you don't need love, you don't need family, you don't need friends, you don't need anybody, you just need money, you just need things to make you happy.
But punk rockers don't think that way.
They see things in a different light than, you know, someone that lives in front of the TV or borrows daddy's BMW to go, you know, to the store to buy a new blouse because I'm sad.
What are some of the causes that you've been asked to raise money for?
To help build a rape crisis center.
Okay.
We do a lot
National
of
Organization for Women.
Yeah, national.
women's shelters for abused women, AIDS
Did
research.
some guy need his rent paid and wanted to benefit from
Oh,
that?
that was at
Yeah,
That's
we've helped pay people's
Eric,
rent. There was a protest to go on to help defend this doctor's house in a local clinic that gave abortions. Phil and I rounded up like 30 to 40 punks and a whole bunch of different bands. And we all drove across town to the clinic, and all the people that were there already were just like, whoa, because there's these 40 punk rockers just jumping out of vans ready to like defend the clinic.
Once we played a show in Denver, the cops came and started beating up this little punk rock girl that was like 14 years old. So all of her friends jumped the cops and started beating the out of the cops. They started smashing their glasses. They started smashing them on the ground. They were bleeding. The cops wanted us to go to court, and we said, F you, we're not going to court to testify you. No way.
We're like, well, can we play one more song? And they're like, yeah. So we played the song Death to All the Pigs. And we packed up, and they escorted us out of town.
God, what would you do if you ever got famous and those people would be like jumping all over your car and you're leaving the place?
I would probably hate it. Probably try to run them over.
We'll just do the things we always like to do, but we're still going to know the world's still f***ed up. There's still people starving to death and being killed by death squads.
I'd probably be able to buy car insurance.
Oh, that was so
beautiful. What do you call that piece? I call that piece my radiator's broken.
How do you make your money?
I don't.
What money?
Panhandle, collect bottles.
Rob and pillage. Do whatever.
Sometimes I rob, steal, spare change, whatever.
Panhandling or photo spanging or doing labor work here and there, like
Photo what?
construction. Photo spanging.
What does that mean?
It's we go stand out in front of Man's Chinese Theater with our hair all charged and stuff, and tourists come by and want pictures, so we just charge them.
We spange, charge tourists money to take our ugly pictures.
They give me $1 or so each photo.
In fact, we just made $2 on the way here.
Today I made like $3 the whole day, and that was
About $10 a day, and I spend it all on beer and then mooch off of him.
anywhere from like $10 to $20.
And you can live on that?
Yeah.
Could be all charged up on down on Melrose, make like $50.
So make about 40 or $50 though. That's all day.
Capitalist bastard.
Aren't you embarrassed to ask people for money?
No, because I'm not begging.
What are you doing?
I'm asking for welfare. I'm asking for someone to help me out.
People trip out. You're gonna buy heroin or something, you know. Well, if you want to buy me food, go ahead. That means I got more money in my pocket for beer. Down.
When you rob, where do you rob from?
Stores, people, cars, houses.
You ever feel guilty about that?
No.
Why don't you go get a job?
It's hard to find jobs for people looking like me.
I don't want a job. I don't want to do that. I don't need that.
Sunny bottle and pop on share. Someone hit her local with another chair. Black Michael's accidental molesters.
Bernie Tintel today, guy.
Konnichiwa. Torchin.
Spare quarter for the soda.
Possibly Bernie change it all, folks. All right, thanks a lot, and have a very lovely day.
I swear I won't waste it on food.
Even a few pennies, a nickel,
You can
a
throw it
dime.
at me.
Spare a dime, prevent a crime.
You got an extra cigarette? I'll be your best friend. How about an answer? Spare an answer?
Bernie, change it all by any chance. Anything else? Come on, sexy.
Whoa, right on,
Thank
dude.
you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, sir. Ex-porno star out of business, need change, please. Come on.
Yes. We got it down. Hey, cheers, man.
Pennies, answer. You say no, bitches.
Spit on me for a quarter. Spit on me for $1. Kick me in the back for 50 cents. I'll kick you in the for 50 cents. Lower the crime rate, spare some change. Next person I jack, maybe someone you know and love.
Spray change it off for a case.
Oh, so effective.
Spray change it off for the old folks home. Spray any change for some glasses. Spray any change so I can get a dress for the prom. Spray any change it off, fella, for the Unabomber. You spray any change it all, madam. Spray change it off for a plastic purse.
Spare any change at all by any chance? Anything else? No. Oh, shit, it's Bruce Hershenson.
Spray change!
In the first punk rock days, did you do drugs?
Sure. I think everybody did.
Like what kind?
Pills, heroin, alcohol. Whatever was around, basically.
What does it do to your body?
It your body up. You're not eating, you're not sleeping in the right order anyway. If you're having sex, maybe you're having it too much or too little. Just basically screws up everything.
Why did you do it?
Felt good at the time. And it's peer pressure, somewhat. I just wish I hadn't wasted so much time doing drugs.
Let me see your arms. Your arms look pretty clean.
Certainly are. Just the scars. Just the battle scars.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
Used to. Quit. Too many friends dead.
So where'd you meet little Tommy the Queer?
At an NA meeting, actually.
N.A.?
Yeah.
Narcotics Anonymous.
That's right.
And you're 15?
Yeah.
What was you kicking?
Speed.
And you?
Downers, like codeine and stuff.
Beer, bud, and once in a while heroin.
No drugs, booze.
This cup is the best $2 investment I've ever made. Every
Let me
time.
see it. I can't see it from
Oh,
where.
okay. Well, it's a club refill from, I think Chevron. See?
Yeah.
Hangs on my shoulder here. Usually I stumble on, you know, if I got no beer or an alcohol, say, crack it off, see? Spare swill.
What's in that bottle?
Space juice.
You drink every day?
Yeah. I have to drink every day or I freak out, you know, DTs.
And how much?
Enough to black out every night, I don't know.
What time in the morning you start drinking hamburger?
6 in the morning, once they start selling.
Beer store opens at 6, closes at 2, so.
And what time you stop at night?
2 in the morning, once they stop selling.
So when'd you start drinking today?
It was about 10 this morning.
As soon as I wake up, I'm gonna freak.
Usually when I wake up.
Whenever I wake up.
You hear all funny and you see the little detox gremlins running around and...
Do you have a lot of hangovers?
No, I always wake up buzzed.
I can't even eat unless I at least have just a few sips. I mean, dude, a 12-ounce can of beer in the morning and I'll be all good.
How old was you when you started drinking?
About 14.
About 12. Like 10, 11.
The first time I ever got drunk, I almost drowned in the toilet seat because my uncle got me drunk. I drowned in the toilet seat almost. They were feeding me beer all day. But I don't know, the first time...
How old were you then?
About 3.
Why do you think you started so young?
Problems. It's not really fun to be in reality.
I'm a lot better person to be with when I've got a couple of frosty cold ones.
Are you nasty otherwise?
Boring.
I wanna go to find a farm and live there without nothing.
Simple
and just
life.
grow stuff and just have friends around and brew beer and drink all day and get drunk and hang out with friends. And just have a compound.
Right on. Commune.
Yeah.
That's what you want? You want a beer commune?
Yeah, the alcoholic commune.
All I remember was I was at my cousin's house, Linda, and I took a big old chug because I was all asking my dad if I could take a swig off of beer, and it was whiskey. He's all, it's not beer. And he poured himself a glass and went to the bathroom, and I grabbed it, and I just swilled it all down. It started all burning inside me, and it all sprayed out my nose right back in his cup. And there was a booger all floating around inside of it. And he came back and he grabbed it and swilled it. And me and my sister were sitting there going, that fool just drank my loogie. But I don't know.
An alcoholic stream is taking a solid. And we went up there, they lived like on the 3rd floor, and we're knocking on the door. And they wouldn't answer, and I'm like, come on, I know you're home, I know you're home. Come on, open the door. And they wouldn't open the door, and I was all, I'm just gonna go into the alley outside. And I'm like running down the stairs, and I got to the bottom stairwell, and I took like this giant leap, and it just went everywhere, and I went, oh man.
Your pants?
Oh yeah, but I like took newspapers and stuff, and I tried to clean up, and they were home. And they were even home the whole time.
Punk rockers, what do they eat? Where do they live?
You don't tip this. Oh, no. Touching her hair. I don't think you have enough film in the entire world to watch me get beautiful. Off! Piss off!
Because we're ugly and we're punks.
A bunch of alcoholic drugs. No one likes us anyway. We're just here to drink their beer. I like to drink. Cheers, beer. Cheers, beer.
It would take me like I do like a spike and I go drink a beer. Procrastination.
This is my friend Chris. And this is my other friend Pockets. And the reason that
fucking outsiders.
they're because they got bugs. These are great. Bug people.
Yeah.
Are you really a racist?
Am I racist? Yes, I am.
Why?
Nah, dude, seriously, I ain't a racist. I just f around. I don't give a map. Yeah, if you think I'm a racist, then you think I'm a racist. If you think I'm a then you think I'm a straight up, I don't give a map what anybody thinks about me. I just don't let that like pointing at me. It just makes me like.
Well, I'm sorry, but this is what I do in life.
All right, that's your hobby. This is my hobby. 2 big beers are better than 1. 2 big beers are lots of
Probably I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Andy, what are the bells? I don't care.
Go in fucking there.
I gotta change my bloody tampon, damn it.
Fucking hold on.
Look at them all getting pretty. Oh yeah, they don't care about the way they look, and they're all in there for hours trying to get pretty.
You ain't gonna get no footage, huh?
I don't think so.
Wow. Look at that.
Good job. All right, girl.
I know that Squid and Spoon had sex right next to me while I was passed out in the bathtub, and then I woke up and I did that because I was really drunk.
She's all kicking the spoon. You burned yourself with a cigarette.
Oh, with a couple of cigarettes. Every one that I smoked that night, I put it out on my arm. I had a couple of friends do it too.
Did it hurt?
I didn't feel it at the time, but now it hurts like a son of a bitch.
Well, why don't you put something on it to make it not get infected?
I'm lazy and I don't want to. And since I got it started, I might as well finish it. So as soon as I get drunk enough, I'm gonna finish it.
Gonna make an armband of it?
Yep. Damn it! Here, you gotta get the good one right there. The one that is gonna get infected.
Oh, God.
No need for this. Let's go.
Hit me!
Hey, let's go.
Can I say something for the record?
Yeah.
Those are not my friends. I don't know them.
Everybody needs to believe in something. I believe I have another.
My parents were the typical conservative winkers.
Yeah, half of my family are gangsters. And I'm the only punk rocker.
Did they think you're weird?
Yeah, they think I'm weird, but they know what I'm fighting for, so.
My parents are Mormon.
I grew up with a military father, military family.
Yeah, my family was cool, but my dad was kind of a prick.
My mom used to be a hippie, and my real dad and my stepdad used to be like rival pot dealers in high school. And just a bunch of crap went down when they were kids. And now they're so middle class, it's so pitiful. White picket fence life is what they live.
You think they love you?
Yeah, they might. I don't know.
You don't talk to them?
Nah.
So why did you leave home?
Because I was forced out physically by my parents. Because they couldn't deal with me, and I couldn't deal with them.
Well, they kicked me out, and I said, good riddance.
Well, my dad tried to, like, force a stepmom on me, you know? And my stepmom was like, she didn't want me. She put me in a mental institution.
When you were how old?
7 years old.
And my dad pulled the old, I'm going to the store for smokes, be back in 5. You know how long it's been since I seen my pops.
Why did you originally leave home when you were 13?
Physical abuse.
I lived with my dad, and he wasn't, you know, he used to beat me and stuff.
Did your dad hit you?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Doesn't feel good.
What would happen? Tell me what would happen.
It makes me feel like a little kid again. I mean, it's demeaning.
What did he beat you with?
Chairs, his fists, whatever he can get his hands on.
Any number of objects. I mean, anything from a belt, you know, to a stick, to a pipe, to a power tool. You know, anything my father could get his hands on. Chairs, I had my head put through windows.
What would your dad hit you with?
His fist.
His fist?
Yeah.
Where?
Face. and other places too.
For what?
Because I'm smarter than he is, and I can make him feel like an idiot.
So are any of those scars from your father?
No, not on my chest.
Where are those?
I've got one on my shoulder, some on my back, my legs, my face.
Did it make you sad when he did that?
Yeah. Made me feel helpless because I can't do anything. He's 6'3", 200 pounds.
Did he physically abuse any other kids in your family?
My sister. Physically and sexually.
When you think about it now, do you get sad?
Yeah. Yeah, I get sad.
Do you think that's why you're a punk?
I think that's a big part of it.
If you have children, are you going to do that to them?
No. I'd take a little bit better care of them.
What would you say to him right now if you could just say one thing?
Hi.
Well, there's a group around that calls themselves pro-life. Well, instead, they should call themselves pro-death. Because by trying to take away our freedom of choice, they're gonna force many women who don't want to bear children to the back alley. And many women are gonna die from these back alley abortions. But these people don't seem to care. Operation Rescue? What do you want me to do? Shove a coat hanger up my
How long have you been homeless?
Off and on since 12.
Have you ever lived in a house or an apartment?
I've stayed in a few apartments. That's about it. Like overnight.
And where do you live now?
In this field behind Burger King or alleys, wherever I stay.
I live wherever I sleep.
Okay, where do you sleep?
Usually camping out, outside places.
Or sometimes, in this drinking field.
In a what?
In a drinking field.
What is that?
It's just like a field. There's like 2 fences, and you just drink in there with other people.
I don't stay indoors too much, not in a domesticated house. I don't feel very comfortable living indoors.
Actually, you're the only punk around that's got their own apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old were you when you first started squatting?
13.
Since I was 16, I'm 22 now.
I've been in thousands of squats all over the country.
I gotta break into a new squat pretty soon.
Same here.
So these lazy bums don't want to help me.
I do.
How do you find a squat?
Just walk around, find a place that looks empty,
Boarded up house, an abandoned building,
wait till dark fall and break into it.
rip a board off,
Crowbar,
invite yourself in.
And then you live there?
and then you live there.
And they call it Squid Squat.
No, that was just a joke we got out of South Bay.
But it got busted, or else you would have been able to film there today.
That was a down squat. That was my last squat. The neighbors loved us. We had it set up. It was so clean.
It was nice.
It's the best house I ever lived in.
This city has become a lot more hostile and a lot less caring as time has gone by. I know it's a drastic difference in a short amount of time, 10-year period of time, 15-year period of time. There's a drastic different feeling in this city. It's more hostile, it's more cold, it's less forgiving, it's less flexible. And it's got to be hard for a homeless kid now. I know when I was like punk rock, in whatever, like 1981, I went and stayed at the Cash Club at Janet Cunningham's Contemporary Artist Space of Hollywood with Animal Boner and all these punk rock guys that were sleeping on the couch there. And like, it was just like this sense of community, you know, we could stay there and there'd be like poetry readings and people making art and making music, and this feeling of like, you know, maybe you're like, don't have a family and you don't have friends, you don't have a place to stay, but here's an umbrella, you know, this umbrella of art or whatever you want to call it, of punk rock, and it's like a feeling of being loved, which is what everyone wants, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, for like kids that are homeless now, like, you know, walking the boulevard or whatever, you know, man.
What are you going to do with that dog? You don't even have a home. How can you have a dog?
I manage to take care of myself every day.
That's why I sold my dog.
You sold your dog?
Yeah.
For how much?
$30, so I can get loaded last night.
Life is boring when you're stuck out on the streets, you know. It's the only thing to have fun is to get high or get drunk. That's the only thing you can do. Yep, kill time.
I live right here in this filth and garbage and slime that you see every day in LA. And I enjoy it.
There's nowhere left to go, so we hang out here on the streets.
Joel, what are you going to be doing in 5 years, man?
Well, I was thinking about running for maybe president one day, you know. Free beer for everybody, yes.
Where do you sleep at night, Mr. President?
Yes. Anywhere.
In our bush?
Bushes, yes.
We have our own bush home.
Yeah, we have, it's like a condominium, you know. We have all these bushes.
It's a rest around it, and then inside we got mattresses and
Where do you go to the bathroom at?
Alley?
You know, find someone's back door unlocked to their car in their back seat, but...
I was gonna go back here, actually, but you guys came, so...
What about, like, normal people that have TVs and VCRs? Don't you wish you had all that stuff?
Not really. Being able to listen to
We're
my
not bad in
vinyl.
society. Why, you know, we don't need all that. We don't need any of it.
Where does your parents think you are?
My father's dead. My mom, she's in a shelter. I don't know where she is. I don't think she knows where I am either.
What are you going to be doing in about 5 years?
Probably the same thing.
How long you been living out on the street?
Since I was 14.
17.
Did you ever change your clothes?
Yeah, I used to, but, generally this is like my traveling clothes.
How long since you had a bath?
Oh, a month and a half, maybe.
You're into punk rock, though.
Oh, yeah. Into punk and drinking. I hate life and I hate society, but I'd rather drink beer. I'd rather, like, live for beer. That's what I live for.
You go to many punk rock shows?
Yeah, all the time.
How do you get in?
Rush the door, usually. Whatever I have to do to hustle, you know, and get in, you know?
Most of the clubs are too far to walk, and I got really big blisters on my feet.
So, let me ask you a question. What happens when I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been shooting you. How do you like living on the streets?
It's all right. It's better than the abuse I had in my home, mental and physically. My stepmom would beat me over the ass with a 2x4, and they'd call me a loser, and that all their fights are caused by me. They always fight because of me, and they're alcoholics and drug addicts. So I just followed in their footsteps and ended up on the street.
My dad's a computer nerd, and my mom's a tweaker.
A what?
Tweaker.
What is that?
It's a person who does a lot of speed.
When you were growing up, did she do a lot of speed?
I didn't even really know her until I was like 12.
And then after that?
Yeah, I wasn't raised with her though.
She snorts it or what?
Yeah.
She shoot it?
No.
She just snorts it?
Yeah.
I bet the house is clean, huh?
Yep.
My mom used to drink before she gave birth to me, and she fed me booze in my bottle to put me to sleep because I cried at night.
Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? So what?
I liked it. I'm glad. I'm an alcoholic. I dig it.
Well, you want to say anything to your mom right now?
Hi, Mom. Thanks for making me an alcoholic. I love you.
Where you live, man?
On the street.
On the street. How do you get money to go into punk rock shows?
Panhandle. Or a scam.
You ever steal stuff?
Nah,
No?
don't steal.
What a good boy. Why are you on the street?
Because I got kicked out of my house when I was 9 years old for setting my house on fire.
For what?
For setting my house on fire.
Why'd you do that?
I was trying to light a heater.
It was an accident?
Yeah.
So your parents kicked you out?
Yes. They put me in a shelter home and then forgot about me and then...
And you've been on the street ever since?
Yes.
Are you sad about that?
Not really. No.
What do you do every day?
I panhandle.
What do your parents do?
My parents are bikers.
You got a home right now?
No.
Why not?
Why not? I lost my job and I couldn't afford the apartment I was staying in.
What's that on your arm?
It's an anti-Swazi.
So you don't like those skinheads?
No, shut up.
You ever fight with them?
Fight a lot with them.
Are they mean?
They're pretty mean, yeah.
Are you mean?
Yeah.
Are you angry?
Right now? No.
In general?
No, well, angry-hearted, yeah.
Can you describe what the kids look like that you see out there?
Well, most of them are the spare change, what we call gutter punks. You know, look like they haven't been eating much, drink a lot, probably take drugs, get into all sorts of trouble, sleep in the street type of thing.
You guys ever hear that name, gutter punks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
Dirty drunk who like wander around and terrorize people in the streets. I don't know.
Is that you?
Pretty much, that's us.
Yeah. Where's your parents?
Wherever.
You don't know?
Don't know.
You ever talk to them?
Nope.
How old are you?
22.
How long you been on the street?
So I was 13.
Your parents know where you are?
No.
When's the last time you talked to them?
My mom disowned me, my dad disowned me, so
Why?
Because they think I'm a freak.
So when you got all these piercings and stuff, where do you get the money for that?
I'm doing myself.
You do it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it get infected?
Well, yeah, but it goes away.
What happened to your arm right there?
A bunch of skinheads decided to kick my ass and put a motorcycle muffler to my arm, so that was that.
So you like skinheads?
No, not at all, to be honest, but
Where do you sleep every night?
here, there, I don't know.
With alleys or what?
Alleys, rooftops, wherever.
Aren't you afraid out there? Is anybody going to hurt you out there?
I don't think anybody could hurt me anymore. I don't know. I've been hurt enough, so I don't think anybody
Doesn't that
could
make you
take-
sad that you've been hurt that much?
No.
All this will be mine one day. I love it.
I'm tight.
Never thought I'd be at Gizmo's mom's.
Why do they call you eyeball?
I sleep with one eye open, and a friend of mine was, he was talking to me while I was asleep. He thought I was awake, and I was dead asleep actually, and my eye was half open. You know, I was in some squat, and he's all, hey man, look, come with us, and let's go do this and that, and I was totally oblivious to the fact that he was talking to me, and then I kind of snorted a little, and he realized I was asleep, so he started calling me that eyeball guy. Yeah, that guy with the eyeball, and it kind of stuck.
There's a good pile of stuff. Gizmo's parents are pack rats, man. Quick ease. What does that do?
What room is this?
This is the living room. Oh, what's this? Ooh. A cop doll. We should do something with this later.
Margie, can you walk to the TV?
Yes,
Show me. Can you walk over to your TV?
Yeah.
Because I know my house. But I'm not crazy.
Can I walk over there?
Yeah, you can come. This way, not this way.
Okay.
This way.
This way?
This way.
Okay.
I don't want to.
This way. That's okay.
Well, I love your house.
I hate it.
And they wonder where punk rockers come from.
Rehearsal room's right here. Guys are out here because according to the signs, please do not smoke inside or my mom will shot you. It says. I was walking down the street on Hollywood Boulevard and I was trying to get to work and I was really pissed off because there was like a lot of people. Actually, I was on a skateboard and there was a lot of people out there and I was just trying to get through and I'm like, I gotta get through, I gotta go to work, I'm late. And I'm like, dun dun digga digga dun dun digga digga dun dun, you know, it just started going through me and then I had to say, screw it, I'm gonna be late for work because I had to stop behind a building and write a song real quick.
Shawn, where do you live?
Couch tour.
I'm couch surfing.
Couch tour.
I live on the streets, actually.
When you need to rehearse, how do you get together?
We don't know how to get a hold of each other.
Yeah.
How do you get a hold of each other?
Pagers or wherever, we know where the particular places we couch tour at. Sometimes it's real hard.
Yeah.
As far as I know, we're the only real street punk band in LA, the only band that lives on the streets.
This one's Squatter Punk. Time I actually stepped into an abandoned building and went to sleep, I was 14, I believe. And I thought at the time, I'm probably the only kid in LA or the United States that's, you know, living in an abandoned building. I didn't even know what a squat was or anything like that, you know. And
There's a lot now.
Yeah.
People that decide to live on the streets just because of the simple fact that they know they can't exist in regular society. They can't go on. It's not because of them. It's because of what society's become. It's in decline. It's falling apart. And writing of the youth who can't buy houses and can't get good jobs and aren't getting the education they need, that is, you know, that's basically an inevitable fact of the future. All systems collapse. I think that there's an inevitable economically based class war that's going to happen in the United States. I think the economic system has taken the haves and the have-nots and separated the classes to where it's just poor and rich anymore, and the middle class is dying away. And
every society has a rise and fall, and a beginning and an end, you know. And it happened in Rome, happened in England, you know, and it'll happen here.
We gather in order to fight tonight. We're ready to go. We're gonna fight. They hate us. We're them. Time for revolution.
Punk is getting to have bigger audiences or smaller or what right now?
Well, real punk is getting smaller audiences, and like the sellout stuff is getting bigger audiences. The most that we've been able to play for is probably 300, maybe.
Okay.
You know.
And the least? When you've done a show, the least people that were ever there?
2.
What if some record company came and tried to sign you and give you a bunch of money, and how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's iffy, you know. Am I going to be their puppet, or am I going to be able to, you know...
money can't be an issue.
Yeah, money's not what I'm concerned with. What I'm concerned with is I'm not going to be able to say what I want. What I want to say isn't going to be playable on MTV. I get more of a jolly, off of, walking down the street, seeing some kid I don't even know and hearing him sing lyrics to my song, and that's like way more cool than probably ever seeing myself on MTV would ever be. The major labels and the MTV and the radio stations, they're afraid of this stuff, It's volatile, it's like volatile chemicals, mixing with kids. It's gonna blow up.
Anybody out here into bondage or anything like that? Pierce nipples, like that.
So, your main priority in life is?
My band. Band before anything. Band before my job, band before bitches. Because I love women, and I don't want them to get in the way of my band.
But I like the audience reaction to everything.
Your girlfriend got beat up.
Where's she at?
She's okay.
Kicked her out? Where's she at?
She's outside.
There's something about when a woman comes, is like showing that tough side of her that really turns me on.
That's surprising. I would think that you'd like these wimpy chicks,
No, I like tough chicks.
Huh. I'm shocked.
My girlfriend, she's...
Yeah, that little girlfriend you got now seems kind of like a puff.
No, actually, she's got a real, she's got a little bit of a tougher side in her than I do,
She does?
Yeah, I really think it would be better off if the world was run by women. If I had a daughter, I would love it if she was a lesbian because I don't trust guys, and I trust women a little bit more. See, I love a strong woman, and I love to see a woman like her over me,
You do?
Yeah, if she can kick my ass, man, I can fall in love.
I just want to be you, who you came for. Girl, you know the thing that I want to be your toy. Here I put the feeling. There's just no mistake that's so feeling.
Where do you work?
Right now I have a job doing phone sex.
Does it gross you out to do that?
Oh yeah, I'm straight, so.
Oh, it's gay phone sex?
I had this guy that he was obese. He had an obesity problem. He wanted to. He was about 350 pounds. He wanted to be 400 pounds. I mean, like 500 pounds. He wanted to hit 5 bills. He would incorporate food into sex, So things like let's pour honey, or let's pour syrup all over you. I think enroll you in Fruit Loops and eat them off your ass, And he'd say that, and eat them off my flubbering ass, That guy was too much, man. You don't get paid to do work because you like it. You get paid because you don't like it. I hate my job.
When you guys got in that wreck, you were drinking a lot?
Yeah,
Yeah. Look in here.
yeah. There's like 6 of us in the car, and
The girl that was driving was drinking?
yeah, she was getting off at the exit, and she swerved over and hit the center divider and spun the car out. When the car started spinning out and stuff, I don't know, it was just pretty beat, and it flipped, and I was like, holding on to. And all of a sudden I hit my head and blacked out, and me and Mikey and Ricky Ticky, we all flew out of the car, and all I remember was waking up on the dirt, and I got up, and I took 2 steps, and I collapsed. Stephanie, she got crushed by the steering wheel, and I got my back broken, and Mikey got f***ed up, and Ricky Tikki died, and this one time, after all these years, it just fucked me up. You know, this is where I am today.
So if you could walk again, do you think you would drink again?
I would drink, but I wouldn't drive.
Who's up and running now? Shoot up.
Wait. Who is this?
This is some, I don't know, she's some passed out chick.
Oh, take 3 drinks. Hey, no take over again. Shut the door. Hey, everybody.
Oh my God, people have written all over you.
Dude, you're pretty stupid, aren't you?
What happened?
I passed out.
Show us Uranus.
No, please.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
Not me.
Take a piece of trash with you.
Don't use it at all. This is a
Come shake it for me.
Gary, how many times does this happen on this kind of party?
Like, I don't know, it's like every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Doesn't it drive you crazy? This is your house.
There's sometimes, like, maybe tonight.
You sick, dude? What do you need?
Hey, Ross, will you flush that toilet, by the way?
Wait. Where should I go to get your food? I want to get some dinner.
I didn't get Taco Bell tattooed on my nipples for no reason.
You got a ticket today? What'd you get a ticket for?
Drinking. Being a wanker.
Drinking in public?
I was drinking cider and they made us pour it out.
So what'd you do with your ticket, man?
I ate it.
Right on. What'd you get your ticket for?
Drinking cider.
Right?
You guys, be quiet.
Did I just see you puking in the bathroom?
Yes,
Why was you doing that?
because I got cirrhosis and I can't drink that well.
Shut the f*** up, Squid! God! How do you get the money for this place?
My folks, and I got disability.
From the accident?
Yeah.
How many people have their own place to live? Hey, what's your name? Steve, come in, sit down, man. Steve,
drag now.
Steve, where do you live?
In his van.
You live in your van?
Yeah.
All right.
But we live right off Hollywood, man. We got a home, we don't pay no rent. We got a nice apartment. We got electricity, a radio, tapes. We got a nice home.
Wait. Don't you know?
I got a rose for my birthday.
Don't you know most of the people in this country got electricity?
Yeah, but we don't even have to collect welfare to get it. We just steal it. It's there.
Steve, where's your family?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas?
It's a drinking ticket. Yeah, my dad's a PI, yo.
What does that mean?
My brother's he has his own business, like,
Oh, that's
good.
Where are you all going to be 5 years from now? Squid? You ever get these people coming up and saying thank you for letting us hang here?
Yeah.
Because I feel like they care about you a lot, because they was trying to get you to the hospital and everything.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And I appreciate everyone and for helping me out and da 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 da.
You guys care about Darius or what?
Hell yeah.
More than he knows.
More than he knows.
We ain't that guy.
Yeah, more than he acknowledges, man.
More than he wants to believe.
Way more.
Yeah, sticky.
So they cleaned up most of the bottles, but they left his
This
dad.
is for Stevie. This is our shrine that we had for him. Look, for you I shall spill you some of my beer. I wish we could swill and that you were here. We could always drink here, and then it's gone to this, and look, that's Stevie's bedroll right there. Stevie, never got to see you sober.
Thank God. Stevie, wish I could trade you.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can think of a million people that could have gone instead of him, and me being one of them.
What's your name? Steve, come in, sit down, man.
No.
Steve, wait. So what do you know about Stevie?
I've known him for years.
How old was he?
He just turned 19.
And his brother? Just a little boy, that's all he was.
Feel like you want to take him under your wing.
And he used to go, dying over here, and roll, destroy now.
Knock the fuck out.
I've had 3 people die this month so far. I don't
But I've
know.
never lost
This is the first one I've ever been in.
A fire?
First squat fire. We used to joke around about it, but guess it ain't really that funny.
Why do you live in places like this?
I believe in squatters' rights, and I don't have anywhere to stay.
So how long were you squatting in here?
About 3 weeks.
Me, Stevie, and Billy were upstairs.
Stevie just came back to the squat with his little puppy Root.
We've been drinking all day. He was with me.
We were about to come here and crash out too.
There's a skinhead guy, what's his name?
Oh, yeah,
Spooky. And her and Spooky were down here.
Squid had got pissed because the skinhead was like swooping on his girlfriend, right? And so he went upstairs to crash out.
I was up there and I was coming down to check on her.
He decided to come down to see if they're or not, you know, because he was pissed.
Who saw the flames first?
I did.
Can you tell me what you did at that point?
Freaked out. I hit Stevie in the chest. Squat fire!
Why wouldn't Steve wake up?
Steve was too drunk, man.
He was so drunk.
I started grabbing all my stuff because I had my pallet laid out. And just even in that 2 seconds, the flames were already poking through the door up there.
There was a squat candle, which is a lot of wax that's put into a can or glass or an ashtray or something, a wick put in it and just used, you know?
I ran out, threw my jumped onto the roof, went down, across the street, and I looked and no one was coming out. I tried to come back in, but the smoke was too thick.
We saw the smoke from Hollywood Boulevard, and so we cruised down here and we saw the place was on fire. It was burning up.
When we were outside, we were screaming at the firemen, well, there's people still in there, there's people. That's why they went upstairs first.
Use the half inch.
All right, son. Don't take this off yet.
What happened to the dog?
I got burned alive, and the firemen left him in here.
We dragged him outside over there to the front porch and buried him next to the front porch.
Who?
Here lies Root, the baddest squat dog ever.
How come the dog didn't run away, do you know?
Probably because Stevie was holding on to him.
Holding him to
He was probably holding on to him.
He was probably tied up or something. Although when we found the dog, it looked like it was sleeping.
I just want to go.
You got an idea about what you want to be when you grow up?
Not really. Things are so f***ed up in this world. It's like, there's really nothing there's no goals right now. Not for me, at least.
Well, what are you going to do in 5 years, man?
I'll be drinking.
Oh, yeah. Drink myself to death. That's all I'm gonna do.
What are you gonna do 5 years from now? What are you gonna make out of your life?
I'll probably be dead in 5 years from now.
What do you think's gonna happen to you in 10 years? What are you gonna be doing?
I'll be dead in 10 years. I'll be dead in 5.
What are you laughing about, Amanda? What are you gonna do in 5 years?
I'll be dead too.
Well, doesn't that make you feel bad?
No.
You guys won't miss us.
No shit.
That's kind of sad, don't you think?
No. I'm not happy here. The sooner I go, the better, as far as I'm concerned, really. I don't live a happy life.
Hey, what happened to your eye, Amanda?
Huh? I jumped by 4 people.
No way.
Yeah.
When?
Like Friday?
Imagine if we had...
You know, carpe diem. I take today, I look to tomorrow, but I plan in 10 years ahead.
I'm not gonna go look for a job, but if a job finds me, I'll take it.
You're gonna enter the workplace?
I'm gonna try it.
All right.
Yeah, I am.
You're gonna enter the workplace?
Yep.
All right. What are you gonna be when you grow up?
A cook? I don't know. Something, I don't know. A gas station guy? I don't know.
But you seem like kind of a hopeful person,
I try to be.
even though you're homeless.
Yeah, I try to be. I look for the best, you know.
Don't you get depressed out there on the street?
Sometimes, but other times I just feel that, you know, I'm strong, I can make it through.
We're the cockroaches, man. We're the ones who are gonna live through everything.
So when the world is over, when everything is ended, then there's only gonna be
punks.